Okay, team, how are you guys doing? We doing good? I'm opening up my chats. Okay, so my eyes watering. Don't you guys hate that when it's like my ladies, because of this mascara, my eyes are like, my goodness. Come on, have some sympathy. Any sympathy? Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Jareen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you. Awesome to see you too, Susan, Jill. Awesome. Good morning. Thank you, Stanley. I appreciate that. No sympathy. You're looking good. You're the best. Good morning. All right, superstars in the house. Okay. How was yesterday? You guys were on. If you were not on yesterday, say the word me. If you were not on yesterday, say the word me so that we know. And for you guys, okay, Jade was not on yesterday, Kelly. Okay, so you guys go in the chats in the comment section. Do you think that people should have watched yesterday? Like, are you going to encourage them? And if you are going to encourage them, why? Because there's one thing for me to say it. There's another thing for you to say it. Why do you think yesterday was so important to watch? Just go, like, write something in the comment section. Why was yesterday so important to watch? Okay, foundation, right? Direction and clarity, foundation, blueprint was so important. Setting the pace for what we're doing. It's always important to start from the beginning. Very important. Okay, so now everybody that's starting today that wasn't here yesterday is like, I'm already behind. And you are, but can you be okay with that? And can you go back and just watch yesterday's later on today, later on tonight? Maybe you can curl up, and I would actually recommend putting a calendar message in your calendar, like a meeting with yourself, that you will have a meeting with yourself later on today so that you can actually get the foundation, because it's the blueprint. So to recap everybody, in case you were not watching yesterday, this whole week is about putting you in front of more people. This whole week is about how do you speak to volumes of people versus one-offs. You're never going to become financially free. I shouldn't say never. I mean, I think there's a distorted idea or distorted belief on not only just money, but on what's good enough. And if you want to test this thought, think about times in your life that you felt, I'm okay, I'm good. Either somebody's paying the bills, or or you're in a position that you've got a good high paying job in the moment, or your credit cards are paid off. Like, everybody has a different layer of when they felt good, right? Are you guys following me on this? Yes. So say yes in the chat. Yes, comfortable. So I have gotten obsessed with thinking about, we have whatever many days in front of us, and I don't want to waste one day. I'm going to tell you a true story that some of you guys already know, and then I'll get into today's trading. I almost put a banner above my bed when I lived in California that said, this is morbid, so brace yourself. It was going to say, I am going to die. Not because I was trying to be morbid, but because I value urgency so much that I don't want to miss a moment with my son. I don't want to not be a great wife to my husband and have both of us hold us to our highest standard. I mean, the person that sees you the most, whether that's your mother, whether that's your sister, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids. I mean, there's somebody hopefully in your life that sees you more than other people, yes? And that person has a bird's eye view on where you're strong and where you've got some gaps. And those gaps almost always, I will actually say always, comes from a lack of urgency more than a lack of knowledge. You might think it's a lack of knowledge, like so-and-so doesn't invite me to the party, or so-and-so, I don't know enough about growing businesses, or, you know what, I'm afraid to speak on stages or lead live events, right? Like, that's all a gap in knowledge. Are you guys following me? Yes or no? Are you following me? That's all a gap in knowledge. Yes, you get that? So that's where often we stop. Can we just acknowledge that? We often stop in the I don't know, or I don't have enough, or there's something in my life that is unfair or negative, might say that. There's something in my life negative that pulls me down. And so we stopped there. And I actually just did a pocket coaching, this little audio machine that I just did a pocket coaching that's going to come out for our clients in a couple weeks. I send a pocket coaching every Monday, and I'm going to talk to them, or I did talk to them, I created it today, around this lack of resourcefulness, not as a condemnation talk right now, but as the people around us see. And that's usually what we interpret as criticism, is they're in there trying to tell us if you were to just drink your celery juice every morning, you wouldn't have inflammation. Inflammation is what causes you to hurt, right? Oh, but I don't really know. I don't have a juicer. I don't know what the best juicer is to buy. Okay, so where did we fall apart and lacking courage? Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Like my son said to me this morning, I got up this morning and I bought him this easel to paint. He's 7. And my son, there's only a couple easel prints that come with it. And see yourself in this. Don't just tune out because it's about my 7-year-old, okay? There's these pieces of paper that and there's only 5 of them. There's only one. Zach is my son. He says, Mom, what if I make a mistake? Is this all the paper I have? And I'm on this mission to teach my son about noticing that, yes, that's all the paper you have. That's the biggest easel, and you have 4 more. And I'm like, well, what if, or he says, well, what if I make a mistake? And I'm like, his dad's answer was just paint over it. I'm thinking to myself, paint over it? Like, but actually that was a great answer. Like, just, why don't you see if you just paint over it, you can make it something beautiful? I'm thinking in my limited way, thinking, well, just grab another piece of paper and just take a piece of tape and pin the piece of paper on the canvas and just keep practicing on the piece of paper until you find that you've practiced enough that now you want to transfer it to the canvas. So both ways work. I don't know if my husband's way works better or if my way works better, because I don't know what avenue or what road is going to get the masterpiece developed. But what I do know is when you're afraid to take chances, or you're afraid to accept people's words over your life because it sounds like criticism, if you could delete your mom's voice, your dad's voice, or your uncle's voice, or your abuser's voice, whatever it is, if you could delete the tone and just listen to what's being said, there is probably either a test in it to see, are you going to stand strong that you're going to build this business? Are you going to stand strong that you're going to have this marriage work? Are you going to stand strong that you're going to homeschool your child when you're afraid? Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Like, so it's either a test and somebody's words are testing you, and it's an opportunity to enroll, which is leadership, or it might be interpreted as criticism, but it truly is a blind spot or something you don't want to deal with or don't want to take responsibility for. Can you guys hear what I'm saying? So the reason why I started with this is because what I'm going to teach you today, and I really recommend you watch yesterday's. I'm going to tell you, I don't think yesterday's was super exciting or I wasn't super charismatic, but it was super important. And I got so many messages from people saying, that is the foundation I needed to fill my workshops, to fill my masterminds, to fill my 3-day events, to fill my virtual events. Like that, what you gave me yesterday gave me the foundation that I can jump off of to succeed. See, so many people get the high level, but they don't get the actual foundation, right? And the foundation is what builds the house. You already know this. You've heard these type of words before. But if you didn't study yesterday's, please go back. It's on our Facebook page right now. It's on our YouTube right now. It's there for you for the week. So study it. Okay, just truly. But I'm going to recommend you put something in your calendar and risk failure, because the only reason why you wouldn't study yesterday's is because somewhere in you doesn't believe this is going to come together. So can you do it anyway? Like, can you do it anyway? Can you just give yourself a chance to succeed anywhere? The answer is yes, you can. And I've done this many, many times. I'm going to actually have Gladys pop on and share after I teach today. And then I'm going to move over to VIP after this and debrief this even deeper. You guys ready to get going? Yes? Okay. So the whole concept of this week is, how do you speak to a volume of people, a volume of buyers, even if you don't feel ready, which is BS. You are ready, even if you're just starting, even if you don't know what to offer, you're ready. It's so much better to access speed than it is to access, well, let me do this in a slower time frame. Speed means you're going to learn faster. So the way that we speak to volumes is you've got to get everybody either in a virtual room or a live room all together. You need more people listening to the same message. Do you see what I'm saying? So good example, this maybe not the best example, but how I juice my celery juice. I don't put apples in it. I don't put anything in it, because the minute that you add something to celery juice to your drink, it no longer has the medicinal powers. The salts do not bind onto your toxins and pull things out. So the minute I mix the celery juice with anything else, I lose that ability to detoxify with the celery juice. The celery juice must be drank on an empty stomach. It cannot be drank with other food or coffee or a banana or anything, especially if you have fat. If you have fat in the morning, what am I doing? I'm giving you the foundation. And you could learn how to actually fill a live event. You could learn how to juice celery juice, but there's pieces around it that make the celery juice more active. There's ways of running a campaign through the way that you think and the way that you speak that has things take fire. Like if you eat fat, which is awesome for weight loss, absolutely horrible for cleansing your body, because your body needs some time to be able to cleanse your liver. So I'm not going to go into things that unless you have the overall picture, you can't make best choices. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Yes? You can't make best choices. So then you wonder why the campaign doesn't work. You wonder how do you mobilize a group of people to promote you, to share information, share your businesses, your movements, your messages, your products, your services? How do you, oh, did you guys lose me? Uh-oh. Some of you guys lost me and some of you guys didn't. Am I back on? Am I back on? Awesome. Cassandra, can you do me a favor and message Ash and let them know that we have some challenges with that? I think I'm on Starlink right now, but just in case. Okay, so hopefully we're good, you guys. If we're not, for some reason, I'll jump back on with another internet service, okay? Okay, so we want to mobilize, like if I, Joyce and Anton, if I promote your business or your product, right? If I promote your virtual event or live event, we're going to call it that first, okay? Because we know we could promote a lot of different things. But if we want volume, we want people in something that we're calling an event. This could be live or it could be virtual. I'm recommending live, even if you've never done it before, because there's a higher connection with live, which means you can be even worse. You could be bad at selling and do so much better in a live room than you will ever do in a virtual room. Okay, it's just connection is currency. You guys get that, right? If we were face to face right now, we would have more love for each other. We just would, because there's an energy to being in the room together. There's something that technology will never be able to replace, and that's a humanness. Ash, it's okay right now. It's a humanness, right? And that humanness is just irreplaceable. How do you replace a human being? You can't. There's just no way to do that. You absolutely cannot. So I'm going to recommend live only because live equals more money. And money is important the last time I checked. It touches your health care. It touches whether or not you're going to get glasses or LASIK surgery. For you vain people, it touches whether or not you're getting Botox or you're getting fat restoration. Just kidding, right? But kind of kidding. But you get what I'm saying. Like it touches everything you your face. I have not had a fat transfer yet, but I have thought about it. Okay, no judging me. No judging me, you guys. Okay. So live just converts to more money. And so you're the same person up here, right? You're the same person. And so if it's the same amount of effort, why would you not take the row for more money? Well, because you're afraid. You're afraid of that face-to-face interaction. So I can't deal with the afraid part right now. I need to work on how do you get people, which I talked about your hot list yesterday. So if you weren't here yesterday, you're going to have to go and listen to yesterday. Okay. Cause I don't have enough time to go through it today. So your hot list is your people. Go study yesterday if you didn't study it. For you guys who were there yesterday, I'm going to continue on with this. So you guys who weren't here yesterday, just write hot list on a piece of paper and go study yesterday's. Okay, you'll get it all. Okay, so the people, we want them to send more people to your live event or virtual event. Okay, we chose a price point yesterday of $197 because there's a low attrition, right? It has less people don't show up to your live event or virtual event if you charge $197. Yes, you can charge $197 for a virtual event. Okay, so you can treat it exactly like a live event. I just like live because it's going to convert higher. I don't care if live ends up being 20 people, 40 people, 100 people, 10,000 people, 200 people, 1,000 people. That doesn't matter to me. I want you to actually do the model. So to get these people to get motivated, I need two things. I need what I call a through line, and I need prizes. So on my Bring a Friend contest, right? On my Bring a Friend contest or Bring a Friend challenge, you can call them either which way. I set up prizes, not affiliate commissions. So like Penny, if you want to promote for me, I do have programs, products, and services that you can promote that I will give you a multiple stream of income. If you guys are interested in that, put an M in the chat. If you'd like to know how to create multiple stream of income with us, put an M in the chat. Okay, so you guys in VIP, I already gave you guys the partnership email yesterday, but if you email us at partners, plural, so if my team can drop it in the chat, and I actually put it in the description on YouTube, on Facebook, in the description it says partners plural at heartcorebusiness.com. If you send us an email and put the word partner in the subject line, our team will talk to you about how to create a multiple stream of income. I'm not going to go deep into this right now, but it's important, you all, to get a multiple stream of income, and we can sell and our products and services convert. They convert to real money. If we can convert to real money while you're still learning to do it, why not make sure you've got guaranteed income? You hear what I'm saying? Now, that is not the Bring a Friend challenge. The Bring a Friend challenge, which I'm teaching you this week to put you in front of a lot of people, hopefully even before Christmas, I don't do multiple streams of income. I do prizes. Now, this is where you're going to have to start thinking. I have to think about my people. So who are your people, right? Who are the people? Now, for some of you guys, you didn't have clients and customers. And some of you guys do have clients or customers. So you need to lean in and listen to me right now. And I'm gonna look for comments in the comments section. And I'm looking for people to blow up the comments with real aha moments. If you have customers or clients, so say my customers and clients are entrepreneurs. Okay. And I'll pull up one of my clients in a few minutes to share how she's using this model to fill events and how it's transformed her life. And she became a millionaire underneath our leadership through running campaigns like this. Okay. And so my through line for entrepreneurs is, or my people for are entrepreneurs, sorry. My people, my hot list is entrepreneurs because I work with my customers or clients when I run this challenge. Right? If you don't have customers or clients, I asked you to do something different yesterday. You need to go study yesterday's to figure that out. If you have clients or customers, then you got to think about your customers or clients. So if my prizes are contingent on my people, then I don't want to make up prizes that are just random. Like my entrepreneurs actually really don't care if I give them an iPad. They really don't. Now, when I ask them what they care about most, when I ask them what's in the gap, they hear things like, I don't know how to hire team and lead team. I'm struggling with building a sales team. I'm struggling with lead generation. I'm struggling with cash flow. So I do things like I might do cash, right? Now, I don't have to do all that cash myself. I could also do points. They also say things to me like I'm struggling for self-care because they're workaholics. Who are my entrepreneurs who are workaholics? Put me, right? Like really, truly, if you're not a workaholic and you're an entrepreneur, you're in the wrong field. You should actually go get a job, because entrepreneurs are workaholics by nature. You never seem to turn off your brain or your phone or reading something around personal development or business or marketing. Like you just don't stop, right? And that obsession is why you're in the lead. And my job is to help you become in the lead so you can pay a lot of people so that all of you guys rise together. Because not everybody is the role of an entrepreneur, right? And by the way, being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you're higher than, better than. It drives me nuts when I hear business coaches or marketing coaches or CEO coaches out there talking about this elite role as an entrepreneur and you don't want a job. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It is so dumb to say something like that. That's like as if everybody in the world should be an entrepreneur. Not everybody in the world is wired to be an entrepreneur. That is not necessarily their best role in life. But there are some of us that are 100% wired to be an entrepreneur. Hear what I'm saying? And that's not a better than role. It just is. Okay? So when I think about my people, when you think about your hot list, I want you to develop prizes. And if you don't know, go ask them. I want you to develop prizes that are not necessarily connected to how many people they bring to your event. Okay, because that is a transaction, which there's nothing wrong with. Okay, you guys want multiple streams of income with us? That's great, that's smart. I have a couple companies that I work with that I share their information and I create multiple streams of income with. They convert really well. I get a great stream of income. I'll make like $50,000 on a couple emails out to my email list. 50 grand, no shit, like truth. That's a great model, but that's not this model. This model is, how do I have a hot list of people? And by the way, my last event, I had 1,100 people buy a 197 product at seat in my event, my 3-day event. It equated to multiple millions of dollars in 3 days. And I made $200,000 before I ever stepped in the room. It paid for more than my ballroom. Thank you. It paid for more than my ballroom. Got it, thank you. Okay, so it paid that paid for more than what it cost me for the room. Plus I made $2 million off the back end of the people they brought. That's what I'm talking about. I did not give them an affiliate commission. Okay, so let me take somebody for real quick. Gladys, pop up here. Because I can feel people going in the weeds going, what the F? Gladys, pop up here with me. How are you, girl?
Blessed. How are you?
Good. So I can feel people going in the weeds. Are you guys right? Are some of you guys starting to go, hold on, stop, I need some more clarity, right? Are some of you guys saying that, yes or no? Right? Some of you guys saying that? Okay, so Gladys, I haven't really talked to them about a through line yet, but this is how you actually lead the event, right? And this is where Gladys has gotten a lot of coaching, is how do you actually lead this 8-week contest, right? Or 8-week challenge, whatever you want to call it. It's 8 weeks. A hot list of people are going to actually bring paid people to your virtual or live event. So Gladys, Gladys helps, just to keep it short, because I need to make sure I teach this today. Gladys helps women fall in love with men that they're actually going to marry. So she doesn't help women fall in love with women. She's not working in the non-binary or the transgender, and that's totally okay, because I'm sure there's another leader that's leading in that way. The only reason why I say that is because it's so important for you to be bold about your message and not water down your belief systems. Her specialty is women meeting men that they fall in love with and get married to and create thriving marriages. That is her business and what they stand for. Okay, so you guys get why I said that, right? If she wanted to help transgender relationships grow, then that's what she would stand for. I don't know why in this world we feel like everybody needs to just water everything down and be the stand for everyone. That is called broke. That is called confused. That is called like in the sheep, in the water. Like, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, that's the last thing you want to do. And I say that because if anybody's feeling the pressure of, what's going on in the world, like race or transgender or sexual beliefs, like, I don't want you guys to judge me for who I sleep with, and I don't judge you. Okay. But you must just business 101, you need to niche out. And if you're forced because of peer pressure to water that down, you're going to be broke. Okay? Because now it comes down to a value system, and it's different. Like, when you help a woman fall in love with a woman, there's more complications because they think more. They have way more emotions. That's a different relationship model, right? And if you're helping men be with men, that's going to be a different, you guys get what I'm saying on this, right? Like, I say this from a very neutral place. It is so important to niche out. And this world has told us that if we believe in a niche, then we're bad. And you must stand against that, because you will go broke if you are a leader in business. If you do that, okay, you will go broke. Okay, so Gladys, just the bring a friend. Let's talk about, well, first of all, I don't know if you do know your numbers. You said you know your numbers. So what type of revenue have you created with this?
Hundreds of thousands, hundreds of thousands, probably millions now, because we've been using the model for 4 years. And I'm here because I know that there's a way to get better. We're actually in the midst of one, and I haven't given myself 8 weeks. We're doing it 2 weeks, but I sent out my hot list email. 5 people signed up. We just got our first sale in today from them using their link. And now there's a leaderboard. So now everybody else is like, okay, I'm gonna be the one. I've got daily prizes. I've got weekly prizes going to just make it, because we didn't hit a goal. So that's why we got a short window. We don't stop. We're gonna still hit our numbers. So now we just have this.
So good. So what I want you guys to hear is so Gladys is in Heartcore as a Meant to Be Live 1% client. And so she's filling her event. So what she's saying is she's in a pivot. So she pulled the Bring a Friend contest in. She's running it in 2 weeks, which is very, very short, but it doesn't mean it can't engage if she has more connection. So for you, Gladys, I would say it's important for you to connect with your hot list, like at least 3 times a day.
Yeah, I've been doing voicemails, videos, individual, like you said yesterday, reaching out to them individually. And just that through line right now, the through line is we've got as of today, we have 2 months left in this year, and there's no reason why women cannot be in at least talking to, dating, maybe on the first date with the guy they're going to marry by December 31st, period.
Okay, so do you guys feel the energy of that? So that's something called a through line. You have a through line, write the word reason. Write the word reason. So a through line is your reason, right, behind this movement. There's a reason. So like for her, she's like, there's no reason why a woman needs to be alone at Christmas. There's no reason why a woman can't already meet her husband before the end of the year. There's no reason why she can't feel his arms around her saying, girl, I got your back, right, before the holidays kick in. So when she starts to think about that, she can talk to her hot list about this vision. See, when you're running any sort of webinar, challenge, Bring a Friend contest, anything like that, it can't be about the product. Because if the product is evergreen, which means it could be sold anytime, then you need to create a vision that is not evergreen. So it means there's a time limit on it. Okay, so evergreen can water things down. Evergreen means it can go every single day. So now it comes down to what is the message to the movement. That's why some of you guys who think you need to figure out your message, and you're in this conversation like, I need my message before I can be successful. No, your message is going to change all the time. You need to get good at actually spotting what is the opportunity if a person gets in shape, like in the next 2 months before the end of the year. What is an opportunity for someone to build their business before the end of the year? What is the opportunity for someone to heal their marriage for the end of the year? What is the opportunity for someone to find the love of their life before the end of the year? You have to look for benchmarks that are going to go away. Because if you don't, you'll have what we call runway. You won't have any runway. There won't snooze on your alarm in the morning and didn't get up. How many of you guys put snooze in the comment section? Put snooze in the comment section. How many of you guys, if you've done this, I want you to out yourself right now. Put snooze in the comment section if you've ever hit snooze instead of doing something you said you were going to do. Get up early and write a book, get up and go to the gym, get up and go to your kids' piano rehearsal, whatever, right? So lots of you. So that is, everybody look at the comment sections. Look at it. Look at it. That is an indication that you must be the visionary that sees the reason why now is important. And you need to push on that message constantly every single time you speak about whatever it is that you're speaking about. In this case, it's a bring a friend contest, okay? So she's got a through line, which means she's talking to her people about it. How did you create prizes for the next 2 weeks?
So because we work with mostly single women, they are single women who are also looking to be in the relationship of their dreams. So the prizes that we did in the last Bring a Friend that we had was we will pay for a year of their online dating site, their online dating service. So that was one of the prizes. A couple session, if you happen to, of course, they're going to meet the man they're going to marry. So they get to have a couple session to get them started on the right foot. Holiday cash is right now is like, who wants extra holiday cash? A VIP day, profile review where they can send us their online profile and we will review it and give them a video feedback session on what to change, what to move, what pictures to take out and all of that. So those are some of the prizes. Of course, they get to come to our biggest retreat of the year, which everybody wants to come to. So they get a seat to that. And, you know, the last one, the last one we had $2,500 in cash for the first person, $2,000 for the second person, and $1,250 cash for the third person. And the beautiful thing about it, and I really want everybody to hear when Chanda says, the prizes have to mean something to them, but then there's also, we're a relationship, a relationship company, so everything is around love and manifesting love. And we really do believe the through line for any Bring a Friend, we call it Share the Love contest, is one of the biggest accelerators for manifesting love, money, is generosity. So you get to lead with love and that love comes back to you. And this is what these ladies are hearing. So last night I got this on Facebook. This lady came to our last event because she was invited by somebody who was playing the Bring a Friend contest, was in a terrible toxic relationship for 2 years, went out with this guy the first day of the event, and now they're in a committed relationship less than 2 months later. So for people who say, no, I don't think I can meet him by December 31st. Yes, you can. So I sent this to everyone that's playing the contest. And I said, this is the proof. She tells her story. I went out the first night. She announced 2 weeks later, I think I met the right one. And now 6 weeks later, they're in a relationship. It happens.
How many of you guys, first of all, how many of you guys, when you met your forever man or woman, you knew like right away? I didn't know on my first date with Ash, but I knew on my second. He knew on the first date. He said, I know you're dating other people, but he said, I'm going to ask you to take yourself off the market pretty soon here because we need to give this a chance because I think that you're the one. Then he called his sister and his mom and said the same thing. He never said that to anybody else. Ash was dating 5 women looking for his wife. I was dating 4 guys looking for my husband. And like, there was, you know what I mean? Like, so powerful. It's like, right? I also have a great friend of mine, Cynthia Kersey. She runs Unstoppable Foundation. At 55 or 56, she said, I'm going to meet the love of my life. I'm not going to be here. And she did it. She met Blaine, Blaine, I'm not going to go down the whole thing, but his wife had passed away just a few months before. And she thought, there's no way he'll be available. Well, the thing that she didn't understand, and this is why it's important not to take yourself out of the game of Bring a Friend. The thing she didn't understand is that Blaine had a great marriage. So he had no trauma on a bad marriage and getting back into another marriage. He loved being a husband. And so they ended up being married a year later, and they have an incredible marriage, right? They actually used to be the picture on my desk of the couple that I wanted to become with my husband because they're so respectful and such a good marriage. So I share that with you because a couple of things she said that I want you to get. So she has a through line to the contest of why she's doing the live event, which is get married or find your husband before the holiday season. She has a through line when it comes to the people that are her hot list. Again, if you don't understand what we're saying, you just need to watch yesterday's training. Okay, it's on our YouTube and Facebook page. Okay, so her hot list of people are her single ladies that are actually bringing people to this next live event for whatever price point she's decided on doing. Now, that being said, she has prizes are set up to serve these people. And the prizes that are set up to serve these people are connected with the through line of generosity and sharing the love. If you give it away, you get it, right? So if you can stand for another woman to fall in love, you're actually activating that reciprocity in your life. So I call mine a bring a friend. She calls hers share the love. This is really important because the words that you say out of your mouth, that's what kind of activates this campaign. So my prize, we both did cash. She did holiday cash, which is great. Notice she said $2,500. So for some of you guys, that might scare you. For some of you guys, $2,500, like whatever. But if she has $197 and she has 20 people come, she's made $3,900. So she gave $2,500. This is where faith comes in. If her people bring 20 people, she's made the money to pay the 2,500. Well, what if I don't have the money? Well, that means that you haven't put qualifications on what gets you the cash, what gets you the points. So we've taught Gladys and other people to do a Wednesday and either a Wednesday and a Friday or Wednesday and a Sunday prize day. So write that down. Wednesday or Friday, Wednesday or Sunday. I like Wednesday and Sunday. What that means is, say I have a cash prize of $1,000 for the week, right? If the first person, and this is really important, this is critically important, this is through years of training and learning this. When I started creating the Wednesday prize, I took the concept of, if you wait all week to create a goal, you're going to take all week to create the goal. Do you know what I mean? So I incentivized the sharing of the contest or the sharing of bringing people to the event by saying, okay, so the first person who brings five people gets $1,000, right? So 197 times 5 is almost $1,000. The thing is if I have 5 people playing, just saying that, okay? So say I've got 5 people playing. If one's going to hit the 5 or the 10 bring a friends in the week, or 8, and you're going to find probably the same thing I found. I set the bar too low at the beginning. And so like 8 is a good number for the week, 5 is a good number for the week, 10 is a good number for the week. So pick one of those. So the first person that hits the first 8 bring a friends, or the first 8 share the love people to the event, whatever you call it, right? That if you're lost, Jenny, go back and re-listen to it. Just remember this: God is not the author of confusion. There is 100% spiritual warfare out there that would love you to not get this. So just be bullish about this and go back in and re-listen to it. Okay. So say you got 5 people playing, and you say she's running a 2-week contest because it's 8 weeks that you should run it though, okay? So in each one of the 8 weeks, I'm gonna run a weekly prize. And say my weekly prize is the first person that hits 5 bring a friends, or for Gladys, she'd say 5 share the loves to the event, right? 5 women to the event. Then we will give you $1,000, right? So now not all 5 people playing, and some of you guys, you'll have 50 people playing. Some of you guys will have 200 people playing. You get what I'm saying? Not all of them are going to engage that week. But say you have, out of 5 people, say all 5 people bring 2, right? So 197 times 2 times 5 people playing, there's $1,900. The first person that hit the 5 got $1,000. I made $970. Are you guys getting it? You have to have a little faith in seeing this open up, but it happens. So now I think to myself, I could keep that $970, or I can use that to incentivize next week. Right? And next week I might do 1,200, or I might do 500 with maybe I'll say for someone who, maybe I'll up the ante because I'm like, oh my God, that person hit 5 really easy, right? Maybe I'm going to say, okay, the first person to hit 8, I'll give you like a trip to, well, I do things like a trip to Hawaii, but I do weekly prizes, and I do the 8-week major prizes. So here's what's really cool. If you registered for this event, everybody on Zoom did, right? And everybody in the Coach Yourself to Success Facebook group did, or most people did. If you didn't register for this, you need to go to bringafriendchallenge.com. That's for all of you guys listening right now. Bringafriendchallenge.com, because you need to register for this training that I'm doing this week. And the reason why is I'm giving pocket coaching after every live that I'm doing to help you drive this deeper. But it's also important because as you're running these challenges, as you're running, you need to be able to talk to people so that you can help them succeed. Okay, so in an 8-week challenge, let me go back to that for a second, just had a mind flop. When you registered for this challenge, I gave you the prize page, and I gave you the opt-in page and the thank you page, and that has prizes on it. Okay, and everybody that's not for you to register for my Bring a Friend. I gave you my swipe files. You can actually click it, and if you don't have a ClickFunnels account, you can get one. If you do have a ClickFunnels account, you can just add it to your ClickFunnels. It's just a technology that you can run these registration pages on, and you can just rebrand the colors on it and keep everything the same. Like I built it for you, okay, which is super awesome. So you'll see on those pages that I have the overall 8-week prizes outlined. The weekly prizes I make up as I go. I make them up as I go. Every week I think, what am I going to give them? And I might say, and I'll ask them, what do you guys want? And they'll tell me, what do you think that does to motivation? Drives it up. This is, by the way, the same as creating products and services. I don't create products and services out of my hair standing up on my arms. I stopped doing that shit a long time ago. That's where all the broke people hang out. The people that stop doing that are teaching you to still do that pisses me off, excuse my language, but I'm just like, come on, you guys. I know how spirituality works, and it is not the hair on your hands that stood up that got you a New York Times bestseller on manifesting. That's all a lie. It was them buckling down their head, getting committed out of their mind, changing their vibration, not saying that my vibration creates my results. No, it doesn't. Your thoughts do. And the minute you start to learn how to grab a hold of your thoughts and manage your thoughts, you control your moods. Your moods are what a lot of people call your vibration, which yes, there's a vibration to it, but let's be really honest. You're more in control than you think. You don't have to sit there and wait for the universe to give you anything. You are in charge of the universe. You actually got full domain over the universe. This is what drives me nuts about spiritual trainings, because I'm like, listen, you don't have to stand for that. You can call it out. Right? And it will happen because you call it out, and you can change your mood and get committed. But in commitment, there are many moments when Gladys works with a woman to fall in love with a man, right? Or if you're a woman that falls in love with a woman, whatever that, there are moments of commitment that you don't feel like being with that person. Period. It's the same with running these contests. It's the same with making millions of dollars. It comes down to commitment and changing your mind. And that is a moment by moment basis, because there are mind viruses and there is spiritual warfare that would like to take you out on that. So I published the 8-week completely like cash, points on my credit card to take somebody to Hawaii. But for points on my credit card, I might say, the first person who enrolls, 50 people, I'll send you to Hawaii. Well, if you think about that, if they're doing 197 and they enroll 50 people, it's 9,800. Even if you didn't have points on your credit card, you can pay for a ticket to Hawaii and get them in a hotel room. See, everybody's so afraid because they don't think they have enough. And the truth is you're not even paying unless they produce. Do you guys get this? So Gladys, well, let's wrap up on this. I know you got to run. So you've created prizes. I know you got to run. You've created prizes for these women to run, and you are doing live events. Do you know your conversion rate on how many people come to the event and then convert?
You'll be so proud of me. I don't have I don't have percentages, but I have numbers. Breakthrough, right? So we had 141 women were consistently on for all 3 days, which is already a number that our tech team was like, what? So we had over 215 registered, 141 were consistently there. That's a 65% show up rate. We had, of the ladies who came, 23 were from the Bring a Friend contest. 29 were from women who invited friends who were not playing the Bring a Friend contest, because we always let people bring a friend. And so, wait, I can't do that math in my head that quickly. Yes, I can. It's 69 women were invited guests. Of the 149 who attended, 69 were invited guests. For those of you who are scared about 2,500, 2,000, 1,250, like Shanda said, they only get those big prizes after the event, because we calculate not just how many people you invited, how many people actually came, because we want to make sure that they're playing for their friends to be there, because how are they going to be in the relationship of their dreams if they're not getting the information? So we paid out $5,750. We made $173,000 from that event.
Okay, that's powerful, you guys. You like literally, if math, I was the girl that math used to throw me into a spin. So just re-listen to this live, right? Just re-listen to this live. Okay, Gladys is one of the few people. Tomorrow I'm gonna have a multi-millionaire on tomorrow, and then another millionaire on that actually created that through running these campaigns. Okay, and so like these were people just like all of us who at one point sat spinning and then decided we were going to take control of our mind and we were going to get committed and we were just going to try an 8-week contest and make it go. And now Gladys can pop it out in 2 weeks, which I'd rather her do 8 weeks, but she's not looking for perfection. She's let that go a long time ago. She's looking to do another bump into the room of good quality women who are brought by friends, so that she has like-minded people in the room and she's going to have a decent conversion. You normally have a 25 or 30% conversion in a room, don't you?
Yes, this time, and that's the other thing, when you have these contests, you're creating these safety nets. Shanda will teach you more about having a safety net with sales teams. So our sales team wasn't as effective this time, but we kept making sales after the event. And so 2 of the sales that contributed to this, one of the sales to the $173,000, she wasn't even at the event, but she heard about the event. She talked to somebody and she said, I want to join your program. And so she's in the program now. So it's really that there's a level of trust when people who know you are inviting people to your event. You've already created a level of trust without even speaking to them, because they trust their friend. They really do trust their friend. So, I love this contest. I will play it all day long. I play when Shanda runs it. And that's why I can encourage people to do it, because I've seen how fun it is to see somebody walk in saying, I don't have a business, I don't have an offer, and walk out and create an incredibly prosperous, profitable business because they went to the zone event. So I have no problem inviting people to her event. Shanda helps us promote. It's a give. It's a give, win all the way around. And your guests win always, because they get to attend your event and get the results that they want.
And it's really fun for your customers or clients that join your guys' product services to actually have other people in their community doing it with them.
It's
You know
a
what I mean? Like
built-in accountability.
It gives you great accountability, but it always feels good when you have somebody else walking the walk that you're walking together, right? Even if you have to go find somebody in a meetup group because you have no friends, like it helps to develop that friendship through like-minded interests. Awesome. Give Gladys a big hug. Give her lots of love. Say thank you in the chats. Super good. Thanks, Gladys. So much love to you, girl. Okay, so let me wrap this down so that I can like put a nice little bow on it, okay? So you need to name your contest. Okay, so mine is called Bring a Friend. Gladys is, and many of my clients will call theirs Bring a Friend, right? But Gladys, because it might make sense because they teach business or something like that, but Gladys is Share the Love. So you need to name it, right? Your cliff notes down. You need to develop your prizes. And those prizes, your hot list, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go listen to yesterday's training, which is on the YouTube and Facebook page for Heart for Business, okay? So the prizes need to be built on these people who are bringing people to your live event or your virtual event. I'm just gonna call it event. Your event, we want it to be a paid event. I'm gonna recommend a $197 ticket. That's what I do for my Bring a Friends. The only people who get that ticket price are the Bring a Friends. So it's another advantage to people who are bringing people to your event. They can say they have got a discount, right? They've got a discounted ticket for them. Got it? In addition, you need a registration page, reg page. If you opted in to bringafriendchallenge.com, I gave that to you with the opt-in. I gave it to you. Okay, I gave you a built page. Go get it. I gave you that funnel. So, and then you need a thank you page. I gave you that too, with the opt-in on bringafriendchallenge.com. So if you have not registered for this, you need to go register right now so you can get that. It's already built for you. Why would you do it again? Okay, you need to come up with the 8-week prizes and know that you are going to do weekly prizes, but you're going to make those up. And you can build them in for you guys who are analyzers or controllers. You like to have things done in advance. You can build that in advance. Just be flexible to change them. If the people are not engaging, it's because your prizes are not motivating. And so, you got to guess at first or go ask them. But the 8-week prizes I pre-build based on knowing what motivates these people. The weekly prizes create momentum. The big prizes motivate them to play. The weekly prizes, think of it as it holds them accountable. It gives you a reason to go out to them with communication. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about your communication board. How do you lead these people? How do you communicate? How do you language? How do you be, in essence, their coach or their leader or their accountability partner or their motivator? How do you do that? How do you language it in a way that builds momentum? So tomorrow's going to be about momentum so that this thing catches fire. Okay. Yesterday was about a foundation. Today is about how do you incentivize people to actually engage and play so that they're bringing people to your event. If you did nothing else but this, you're going to have good people in your events and they're going to buy. Okay, so think about this. If you had 100 people in an event, or let's say 50 in an event, and 30% of them purchased, that's 15 people. Okay, if you sold something for $10,000 times 15, it's 150,000. Now, if you don't know how to sell something for $10,000, we need to talk. Who needs to talk to a coach that is not already coaching with us? Put the word coach. Who needs to speak to a coach that is not already coaching with us? Put the word coach in the comment section or chat. If you are not coaching with us right now and you need to work out, how do I sell a $10,000 offer? How do I package and price myself? Gladys said, Shanda will teach you how to build a safety nets and sales pages. I won't, or sales teams. I won't on this because that's not what we're doing on this. I'm teaching this campaign. She's used to that because we teach everything in our Mentor Me Live program. So obviously I can't teach everything in a week and I want you to have this full campaign. And I would like to also make this a product afterwards. So we're taking these recordings and we're making them a product. Got it? So if you guys can drop our link, I think it's hcbcoach.com. hcbcoach.com It's in the comment sections. It's also, I think I put it in the descriptor on YouTube and Facebook. I think I did. Look in the descriptor. You guys on Zoom, we got it right here for you on Zoom. Just click that. I think I only have 4 coaches on. So just, if you don't get a spot, don't get mad at me. Just, it is what it is, right? If I have another opportunity to open them up, I will. If not, just consider yourself blessed that you got on with someone, and that's a win. Like, keep counting, as I say to my son, count your gains, don't focus on your losses. So if you got a spot, awesome. If there's any spots left, if there's not, don't delay. Hesitation steals your harvest, as I like to say. So if you want to harvest, you want things to bloom, then it's really important for you to take the opportunities fast. The Bible says, be obedient fast. Money loves speed. Make decisions fast. You get it, okay? So this is the things that we need to look at now. So here's what my homework's going to be for you today. So if you're not in our Coach Yourself to Success Facebook group, I will send out an email that gives access to that Facebook group if you're not in there. If you're in there, I'm going to ask you to go do your homework in that Facebook group, because there is no way that I can manage all the different platforms and look at homework, okay? And so what I'm wanting you to do is I'm wanting you to create a list of prizes. And here's why this is going to be beneficial to everybody in this week campaign, right? In this week, bring a friend challenge that I'm delivering for you. If you can see other people's ideas to their prizes for their 8-week campaign, it's going to jog your ideas, right? So it's actually a contribution to go inside the Facebook group and to go ahead and put, well, in my 8-week prizes, if somebody, I'm going to give you some stipulations with this. If somebody brings 25 people, what will you give them as a prize? If somebody brings 10 people, what will you give them as a prize? And you might say 25 has one big prize, and maybe second place prize is everybody's a winner if they bring 10. And you can obviously make these bigger. So mine look like the first person to bring 80 people. And by the way, my community hit that in 24 hours. In 24 hours, somebody brought 80 people, right? Like, that's insane. Okay, it blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm setting these bars too low. I need to set the bars bigger, right? And I had an $80,000 give on that. Like, it was insane. I didn't think that I didn't think my first prize would be gone in 24 hours. So I was like, shit, now I got nothing to talk about. I have to come up with something else. Like, and so you don't have to do, like, obviously $80,000, but your people will surprise you. And every time you run this, if you run this twice a year, every time you run this, people will start to look forward to you running it, because it's just a blessing for you to run it. But it's also a blessing to you because you get a warm audience, and a warm audience is very forgiving on a not so great marketing campaign or a nervous offer. You guys hear what I'm saying? If you're already phenomenal and you're good at speaking or you're good at making offers, you're going to clean up and do really, really well. So your people will be rewarded. You'll have a great room of people to speak to, and everybody wins. Isn't that cool? Yes? Yes! Okay, so the homework is look for your 8-week prizes. I want you to have a big prize. If somebody brings a big number, 25, 50, 40, 30, whatever, they get what? Okay, then the second place prize, maybe you should just put that like 10 people and everybody wins. So if you do 197 and they bring 10 people, it means every person's generated almost $2,000 for you. So what if you said everybody who brings 10 people gets $1,200? Why not? You're already gonna have the money in the bank. Why not? Right? And so that would be kind of cool, right? And then maybe you have a third place prize. So there's first, second, and third place prize for the 8-week prize system. You'll see on my page that I gave you the funnel, the registration page and thank you page. I have a 1% prize. And that 1% prize is something that's insane. Do you know what I mean? So you can develop something like that if you want. So if somebody brings 100 people, like, they'll get to go on a retreat with you, or they'll get to, you know what I mean? Whatever is valuable to your people. Not what's valuable to you, but think about your people. Like, I'll let them sit with my accounting department. I'll let them, whatever's real for you. I'll give them 6 months of massages or 1 year of a massage every month. Like, whatever. It doesn't have to be cash. It could be something that is more valuable than cash even. It could be lifestyle. Got it? Sound good? Was this good, you guys? Okay. Homework, I want you to go put your list of prizes in our Coach Yourself for Entrepreneurs Facebook group. Coach Yourself for Entrepreneurs Facebook group. If you are not in there, I'm going to send out an email in about an hour, hour and a half that has a link to join that Facebook group. Okay, sound good? And so I want to see your homework in there. I'm going to look at the homework. And unfortunately, we didn't have a bunch of people linked into that group yesterday, so I wasn't able to give a $2,000 prize today, which is what I wanted to do. So I'm going to give a $2,000 prize for people who actually go and they're in that Facebook group and they're 100% giving their 8-week prizes, your first, second, and third prize. I'm looking for people who are creative. I'm looking for people who are urgent. I'm looking for people who are generous. I'm looking for people who are in there doing their homework. If you don't do your homework, then you just take yourself out of the mix for even being able to get a $2,000 prize. Sound good? Yes? Awesome. Okay. I'm going to close this Zoom up and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.